Hi, we will look at graphing modulus functions and would, in this case, consider where f of x is a straight line. Okay, now I've made a video already about how to graph normal straight lines. So if you want a prerequisite to this particular topic, that is your go-to. These are modulus functions, which means that the value of your y here is never negative, but your x could be negative. Okay, so how do we do this? The most basic one will be y equals to the modulus of x. Okay, so how do we graph this? We graph it in stages. The first one is we graph y equals to x. If we do that, then we graph y equals to the modulus of x. So let's get cracking. Remember that y is used loosely here. It also means f of x. Okay, so if we like, we could write f of x here, and then this is x. Y equals to x is the line that passes through the middle here. Okay, let me just mark those points. It passes through here, 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 and then goes downwards that way. That is y equals to x. How do I know? Well, because y is x. So if this is 1, that's the value of x, then the value of y will also be 1. So if you trace it, you will see that they meet at that particular point. And if this is 2, the value of y also is 2. If this is 3, the value of y also is 3. And it's the same also in the negative quadrant. So that's what you have. I'm just going to go ahead and draw the line. Okay, there we have it. So this is y equals to x. Well, as you can see, y is never negative. So this part here, okay, corresponds to the negative y-axis. But that cannot happen. So what we're going to do is to bounce it back up through that angle right there, so that we have this instead. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So let's bounce it back up. So we have this instead. Now, the reason that has happened is simply because even though x is negative, your y cannot be negative, according to this question. Okay, so I've cleaned that apart. And now you have your y equals to the modulus of x. I hope this makes sense. Let's take another example. Okay, the example we want to take now is y equals to root of x plus 1. Okay, y equals to root of x plus 1. All right, now let's take a look at the steps. And the first step is to sketch y equals to x, and next we sketch y equals to the modulus of x, and then we sketch y equals to modulus of x plus 1. Okay, so let's begin by sketching the line y equals to x. Okay, this is something we already did before, so I'm just going to draw it. Again, to be sure that you understand this, you only need to check that when x is 1, y is also 1. That's why they meet at that point. Okay, so y is also 1. When x is minus 1, that's minus 1 there, y is also minus 1. That's why they meet at that point. And so on and so forth. So this first step is done. That is the parent function. The next one is to bounce it back up because your y is not supposed to be negative even if x is negative. Now this is the negative x-axis. So even if you have this part of your negative x, you cannot have this part of your negative y. So we need to bounce this particular line back up so that it goes through these points. And let me do that. Now it is done, and then I'm just going to delete this one that was already there. And this particular line is y equals to the modulus of x. Now this one here, which is the last step, because this step is done, this plus 1 here It's a vertical shift upwards, okay? So I expect that this line will jump up 1 unit this way. We jump up 1 unit that way, okay? That's why I say +1. So let's do that. Let's pick it up, jump it up 1 unit that way, okay? And then that. Okay. And the graph is plotted. That is y equals to modulus of x plus 1. Of course, if they had asked for +2, jump it up 2 places. If they asked for -3, then bring it down 3 spaces, and so on and so forth. Next example. The next example we have is to sketch the line y equals to x plus 1. Y equals to x plus 1. Okay, now let's go through the steps. First step is to sketch line y equals to x. The next step is to consider y equals to the modulus of x. Then we go to the third step. That will be y equals to root of x plus modulus of x plus 1. And then it will be good to compare that with y equals to modulus of x plus 1. Remember that I said that this is a vertical shift upwards 1 unit, but this one is actually a horizontal shift towards the left. Okay, towards the left, 1 unit. 1 unit towards the left, that's what it is. Okay, well, we already know what this will give us. We bounce this back up that way, and then that way, so that we don't waste time. So this is already y equals to the modulus of x, as we've done in the previous examples. Like I've said, this +1 here represents a negative shift in the x-axis. And why is that the case? Sorry, I need to correct this one. Why is that the case? That's because the x plus 1 is inside the modulus function. Okay, so we just move it negative units of 1 right there. So this is y equals to x plus 1. It's ironic that when it is +1, you actually move it negative ways. Now, the point here, we need to note it. The point here, we also need to note it. And I think this will be -1 because we moved it 1 unit anyway. And this will be 1. Okay, and how do you verify that? At this point here, we know if x is -1, we know that y is 0 because it's the x-axis, and y is always 0 on the x-axis. So if we make y 0 here, you have 0 equals the modulus of x plus 1. Okay, so what can we do about that? Well, one way to solve this equation is to say -0 equals to x plus 1, or 0 equals to x plus 1. But then, I mean, that really is trivial because -0 is simply 0. So it's enough to just solve this and get x to be -1. And that's why you have that. Okay, for this particular one, we say x is 0. If we make x 0 in this equation here, we simply have y to be the modulus of 1, which is simply 1. Y is 1, and that's why this is 1.